Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, I just heard that. Let me see here. Oh, perfection. Perfection. All right. Let's get this up here. There we go. There we go. Teddy Bungo, thank you so much for being first. And I'll just say hi to everyone else as we go along. Lydia Washington, thank you so much for being here tonight at this late, late hour. Or as I like to say, hours, plural. All right. Take that away. So, Megan had a little surprise video for us today. And of course, you know me, I had to stretch it out and make it into a little something in my own image or imagination. So I'll show you that in just a minute. And Dr. Tessa Dunlap, she decided to, well, she spoke about the fact that he's at it again. As a matter of fact, I think she said he's back. And we'll talk about that later too. One more thing I'd like to do before we continue. Just want to make sure that I'm on the correct microphone. Yes, I am. Great. The built in microphone is okay, but it just doesn't sound as rich. It doesn't have that great texture like this microphone. Well, oh, and here we go. The HMS Dragon. There's a ship from the UK called the HMS Dragon. I've heard it all. I remember was it the Sheffield that was targeted by Argentina during the Falkland Island War? I think it was the Sheffield that was sunk. You know, I was young, but I did track that whole armada. They said it was the largest armada since the Spanish Armada back in whatever, whatever. Or was it the largest since World War II? Anyway, almost the entire British Navy sailed down to the Falkland Islands back in the 1980s. And it was very interesting. I mean, most people my age were, out doing fun stuff. And what was I doing? Tracking the war in the Falkland Islands. Okay. Can't help it. I found it very interesting. Well, I talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Talk about moving. You gotta move on. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You gotta move on. So there's the Duchess of Sussex with her beautiful, radiant skin. You know, no matter how light or dark your complexion, the one thing I always notice is beautiful skin. Um, yeah, and I think that's probably because when I was a teenager, I had acne so bad. But now, of course, I've kind of grown out of that. I've grown out of allergies, the seasonal allergies. I used to have those really bad. I used to take something called Dimetap. I used to just buy those and take them every day. Just I wouldn't even allow myself to sneeze. I'd get ahead of it. Then they got rid of Diamond Tap. There was supposed to be some ingredient that was not good for you. Well, I'm still here, whatever it was. What a buzzkill. Ah, take a look there. Beautiful, right? Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Must be nice to grow stuff like that in your own backyard. At least I'm assuming that she did. I know. It's gorgeous. So, do I do the film now or later? And there's a close up of her handiwork. And somewhere in the background, you can hear Harry. So, let me go ahead and grab that for you. I'm just wild about Harry. Okay. As ever.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
It's so pretty and pink.
I'm so much. So good.
Yes, I'm going to give myself some flowers. That's another one of those Royal Sussex productions. Add a little graphics, a little bird song, and next thing you know, it's beautiful. Thanks. So pretty in pink. Yeah, that's all I did. I just added a little bird song, some graphics, and all that. And the rest was up to the Sussexes.
So good.
Okay, so now I want a silky chicken or two. Those are adorable. Did you see those things? They are absolutely adorable. Yes. I didn't know silky chickens could be so beautiful. Hey, Legs, Angela M., Gwendolyn Daniels, Mary H. And then someone's grabbing those purple blossoms, and you can clock a little hair on the arm there. I am guessing that must be Harry. Plus, look at those thumbnail. Look at that thumbnail. See how short that thumbnail is? That's got to be Harry. Yeah, that's Harry. I bet it is. And I also believe that in the background, you can hear someone talking. I believe that that is Doria. I think it was like Doria in the background. You could hear at least one additional adult. And I do believe that that was Mama Doria. Oh, you know what? I learned something new the other day. When it's on a flower, when it's a plant, then it blooms or it's budding. I think it's budding or bloom. But when it blossoms, that means a flowering tree, a tree that has flowers, like a oh gosh, what tree is that? The Japanese tree. What's the name of that one? The pink one. That Japanese tree. Is it strawberry tree? Raspberry tree? What do they call that? Orange blossom? Something. Locust? No. What's the one that the Japanese people gave to Washington, D.C.? Cherry blossom. Listen to me. Raspberry, strawberry. It is the cherry blossom. Thank you, Legs. And Lydia and Raven and Vivian Green. Oh, fancy, fancy. Japanese magnolia or the cherry blossom. Okay. Thank you, Hazel Jones. Yeah. So I still watch those. Well, not still watch them. I have gotten into the habit of watching those videos that explains the difference between this and that because I believe that most adults misuse certain words all the time, and you'll be amazed at some of the ones. I think most, if English is your first language, then you probably know a lot of them. But um, I do have some family that English is not their first language, so I usually forward it to them, and I learned something too. So, all right, thank you very much. They bloom because of you. Now, that's the book that the Duchess of Sussex was reading, and well, she was thumbing through it. Let me see if I can see that small print there. It says uplifting and unvarnished, vulnerable and triumphant. Miranda Cowley Heller, New York Times, bestseller author of The Paper Palace. Okay. Now, we always talk about the phone calls, right? The text messages. You could be sitting somewhere, right? And as an entrepreneur, an author, um, whatever you're doing, right? Let's say an American princess, a princess of the realm, Meghan Rachel Markle, now Meghan Duchess of Sussex, decides that your product is worthy of a shout out, or maybe she'll just hold it or wear it or whatever. It's life changing. It really is life changing. I have to show you the reaction. I just have to. No, I must. I must show you the reaction. It is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Okay. And of course, it never seems to be where I need it the most. Is that it? Oh, okay. I'm so close to it. Hmm. Yes, I believe this is it. Okay, here goes. You ready?
So good. So good.
Right? Did you see that reaction? you start getting phone calls and text messages, and sometimes you think something is wrong, something happened. The manufacturing plant or whatever it is, maybe the shipment was lost or whatever. But nope, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, decided to read your book. And that is the reaction. She went, glory, hallelujah. She took us to Sunday morning. The happy dance. Look who just shared my book. So that is a beautiful thing. Um, and I can't wait to learn more about it later on. Let's see. Okay. So it says here Duchess Meghan is reading The Bloom Because of You. I'm sorry, They Bloom Because of You by Jessica Ulrich. Poems on the infinite love, growth, and magic of motherhood. Meghan's reaction? So good. So, yeah, it is a book of poems on the infinite love, growth, and magic of motherhood. And also, it is a book that causes the happy dance. So, yeah, that's what that was. Yeah, Meghan posted just some random stuff today, except for this. I'm sure that had meaning and purpose. And then, of course, there's the silky chickens. How adorable. Aren't those beautiful? And they look like silk. They look like raw silk. But let's recall that Archie, as soon as they moved into their new home, Archie opened up a business of his own, obviously inspired by his mom, or just that entrepreneurship is in the kid's blood. So Archie's Chick Inn, yes, Archie's Chick Inn, established 2021. You see that? That is when that place was established. Archie's Chick Inn. I could think of another name. Let's see, the Archie Regency, like Hyatt Regency. No, that's pretty bad. Or what's another good one? I can't think of one. Now they got so many of those little boutique hotels. It's like all of the big hotels, Marriott, Hyatt, and of course the biggest of them all, Hilton. They all seem to have those little boutique hotels, like the W or the oh gosh, what's that other one? Oh, the Marriott has the Hilton Gardens, right? All those places like that. There's so many of them. And of course, that is the first time I had ever seen a silky chicken. I didn't know those things exist until I saw this one. Now, this one isn't as beautiful as those others because those others, they seem to practically have fur from head to toe. And then, of course, there's the old bitter chicken, silky chicken. It's not even silk. I'm sure that is some kind of synthetic fiber chicken. That one right there. The old if Karen was a chicken, she looked just like that. You know what I mean? That's an old bitter chicken. You couldn't put enough sauce on that chicken to make sense out of it. Yeah. I mean, that sauce is just rancid. And oh, actually, not the sauce, but the bird itself is just rancid and toxic and bitter and tough. You know what I mean? That is the worst possible bird that you could eat. Oh, it'll leave you speechless. It will cause esophageal reflux. You can't eat that. You almost can't even look at it without turning into a pillar of salt. So you certainly couldn't eat it, could you? Yeah. Some birds are just for looking at, or you can let them loose and they'll get whatever pest out of your garden or whatever. But ugh, ugh, yeah. Let me see. Isn't there another bird that you're supposed to keep away from? Let me see if I can find that one. I believe there's another bird that you best steer clear of. Well, I can't find it right now, and it's just as well. It's just as well. One could lose one's appetite. Anyway, while we're on the topic of chicks, while we're on the topic of birds and chickens and such, you know, over at the stately palatial Sussex Manor, which is in a town called Montecito. And as we all know, in Montecito, there are no leaks. Okay? You got all that? But they have birds that do, what is it, yoga or Pilates? Their chicks are very, cosmopolitan. They are very progressive. I think they're Democrats. So they're those the chicks they have at the Archie Chick Inn. They don't they don't make typical sounds. You know, they produce namaste. They do that. So they're very sophisticated birds. To eat those, which we can't even think about that, can we? Because they're so cute. But if you were to consume those, they would raise your IQ, right? See there? You couldn't help but namaste. You couldn't help but raise your IQ. Yeah. And then, of course, security is always an issue wherever the Sussexes are. And so there's another type of, what do you call it, fowl? And that, of course, is those chicks right there. You have really picked the wrong chicks to F with. Those are your ride or die chicks. Yeah. Archie's Chick Inn, they always got a whole lot of drama at the Archie Chick Inn. So I think if you needed a safe house or something like that, always go to Archie's Chick Inn. It's the only place in town where I know they can keep you safe. Yep. Say hello to my little friend. Okay. Say hello to my little friend. You have picked the wrong chicks to mess with. So whether or not they're doing a what do they call that? That dog, whatever that move is, when they're doing their Pilates or yoga or whatever. What is that? The dog thrust or something? Planking or I don't know what they call it. But yeah, very sophisticated, tough birds over there at Archie's Chick Inn. And then, of course, some of them have careers. Some of them have careers. It's not like they're just sitting around waiting to lay eggs. They got places to go, they got people to see. They're not your typical chickens. Don't get it wrong. Okay? Don't ever get it wrong. There's nurses and reporters and gossip columnists. You know, they got it covered. We need to be at Archie's Chick Inn so we won't have to think about how weird the world is right now. So I just don't think I could stand up completely upright in Archie's Chick Inn, but if I could fit in the Chick Inn, I would definitely go and be a part of that community. Okay. And then, of course, they have a rather regal bird. There was one bird that was seen, one of Archie's usual guests was seen at Paris Fashion Week. Look at there, stepping out at Paris Fashion Week. A little flamboyant, but definitely will get you where you need to go. Just a mite flamboyant. You can see that beautiful uh, Parisian architecture in the background. Isn't that lovely? Wow. Better get that bag. You better get that bag, honey. Yes. Yes, girl. Yes. I mean, there's just no limit to the possibilities when you're acquainted with the clientele at Archie's Chick Inn. Okay. And of course, oh, look at there. Got that little Apple hat on. How could we miss this one? Got that little Apple hat on. Now, that is one sexy chick. That's a Soul Train chick, right? That's a chick you might expect to see on Soul Train. The Soul Train. It's the hippest trip. Okay, I got just a couple of more of Archie's clients. I don't know if I should be sharing who stays at Archie's Chick Inn. This might be a terrible oversight on my part, but I just want you to know that that's a pretty classy place that they're operating. And also, not to worry because Archie's Chick Inn is bonded and insured. So they got all that covered. And here is one very regal bird right here. Very regal. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So never count your never count your eggs before they're laid, or what's that old saying? Anyway, you don't want to make assumptions, right? We don't ever want to make assumptions. Oh, we got a birthday here. Birthday blessings to Gwendolyn Daniels, whose birthday is St. Patrick's Day. Thank you for the super chat. And let's have a little salsa for Gwendolyn Daniels' birthday. What else would we do? Let me see here. Oh, I'm excited. We don't get many birthdays around this time of year. Here we go. On three. Three. Dun, 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 dun. Hey! Hola. All right, senores and senoritas. That was uh, Gwendolyn Daniels' birthday salsa. Yes. Okay. And of course, it's not only Meghan that has that Midas touch. There's also Lilibet Diana wearing those sparkly boots. Yes, those boots are made for walking, and that's just what I'll do. And one of these days, those boots are gonna walk me on to school. Ooh, 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 ooh. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking. Yes, one of these days, those boots are gonna walk me on to school. Aren't those cute? Love those handles too. Those handles really cause it very special. And then on the right, you can see Meghan wearing something extremely comfortable yet elegant and chic while she's working in the garden and outdoors enjoying some of that wonderful Montecito, California sun. Oh, thank God they have that house. I am so happy for them with everything that that family put them through. You know, that yes, they do have wealth, and with that wealth comes privilege, but um, they were really doing everything they could to destroy Harry's happiness, or to even worse, to think about to end Meghan in whatever form of fashion, and they managed to rise above it all, and they are still the most popular royal couple. I don't care what those polls say. I don't care what those polls are saying. Still the most popular. Yes. Okay. Such is the power of our Duchess. Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. We still don't know what this is. I have no clue what this is. And I am nosy AF. So if you're listening, our Duchess, maybe you can share it with us sooner rather than later. Because my curiosity is peaking. What is that? Is that for a set of car keys? Like a bespoke self I don't know. I don't know. We don't we'll figure it out. And of course, where did Michael B. Jordan go with his trophy? Well, Michael B. Jordan went to the In N Out Burger. If you've never had the privilege, the In N Out Burger is a mostly West Coast type of deal. I know they have them in Las Vegas, but I believe all of it is like somewhere in the West Coast, up and down the coast, and I guess as far east as they go is, you know, Arizona or maybe someplace else. I don't know, but it's a wonderful, wonderful sandwich. Yep, it's a wonderful sandwich. It's just, the menu is very simple, but they do it all so well. And you don't mind paying a bit of a premium compared to, going to some other fast food joint, but is it ever worth it? I don't think any money is wasted so long as you enjoy your food. Let's see, we have the chain in Houston as well, but it doesn't taste like Cali. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird when that happens? We all have that wherever we live, I'm sure, because sometimes, um, yeah. Well, anyway, very sweet that he went there. And the crowd, oh my goodness, the crowd was just, oh, you know what? Didn't I save that video? And I don't even have it ready. Let me see how fast I can fix that little spot of bother. Okay. Oh, I think it was ready to go. Okay. Let me all right. Let me do this and I will share it with you. And you can see what happens when a Oscar winner, someone who has won an award from the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Science, when they just happen to walk into Five Guys. Okay. All right, 1 second, please. All right, here it comes. Here it comes, and we can share in the joy of watching Michael B. Jordan getting this very well deserved trophy. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Sorry about that. Okay, let's do it. Let's do the do. Wow. Okay, I'm going to put the sound down. That was kind of scary. There we go. Still loud. There we go. Don't you love it? Hey, cookies and cream. Wow. Cheers. Now that is what I call love. That is what I call love. That was spectacular. I love that for him. And well deserved. Oh, by the way, do you all realize that the 98th annual um, Academy Awards, this is the first time in 12 years there was absolutely none, and I do mean no British actors in any of the four major categories. Not now one. Not now one. So just saying, that's the first time in 12 years, or is it the first time since 2012? Oh, I'm confused. Maybe it was 2012. But yeah, they what do you call it? They have been dominating, you know? And listen, it is what it is. There's a very fine tradition of actors, a pool of actors that comes from the UK. But I would like to say, especially for some of the roles that would have gone to African Americans, I kind of wish more of those roles could have been fulfilled by African Americans, just because I think there's a little bit of, I guess, prejudice against the American born black actors. So we definitely need to do better. Okay. All right. That's it. That's all. Oh, since 2012. Thank you so much for that. All right. Let's keep it moving. Oh, and once again, that of course is his family. Mom and dad is flanking him left and right, and I guess that's his siblings on the outside on both sides. Now, today, 70 wounded, injured, and sick veterans are setting sail on a 2,000 nautical mile journey around the UK carrying Prince Harry's Invictus game flag. Yeah, this trip they're going to have the Invictus Games flag. Full Circle Expedition was set up by the Invictus Games Birmingham. The Invictus Games. And, oh, you know what? I did that twice, didn't I? I did that typo myself. 2027. And turn to starboard, empower veterans. That's the name of it. Turn to starboard. Anyway, they're going to do a complete journey around the United Kingdom. And that is said to be, what is it? 2,000 nautical miles to go all the way around the island and back. Doesn't seem like it, but I wonder if that well, I mean, I guess it is what it is, right? I mean, it's certainly not 1,000 miles from north to south, is it? I never thought about it. Oh, oh, okay. Oh, was he nominated for anything? I guess he was, right? Oh, okay. I don't know if they just meant best actor and best actress or whatever the statistic is. I heard something. Okay. Oh, by the way, thank you for that. And right here, coming to 22 UK port near you, coming to 22 UK port near you from March 17th to June the 11th. At every stop, the veteran crew will host events, connect with communities, and raise the Invictus Games flag ahead of Invictus Games 2027. Follow the voyage. Well, I am going to follow them so that I can keep up with their journey. That sounds very, very interesting. So they're going to be on a sailboat and they're going to navigate all the way around the United Kingdom. Pretty exciting. I used to go to see the tall ships whenever they came to Chicago. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Great Lakes somehow connects to the St. Lawrence Seaway, which is how Queen Elizabeth was able to visit Chicago back in the 1950s. They brought Ye Royal Yacht Britannia through the Great Lakes. They actually brought it through the Great Lakes, and Queen Elizabeth stepped onto the shore of Chicago from using the barge and making their way over to a place which in Chicago we now call that area at the Monroe Harbor, we call it Queen's Landing. Yeah. And one of the interesting things about making that stop there is that when Queen Elizabeth stepped from her barge onto the lakeshore, immediately her eyes would have gone straight ahead and she would have noticed that there was a very large fountain, one of the largest of its kind. It's called the Buckingham Fountain. Yep, it's true. It's called the Buckingham Fountain, named for Clarence Buckingham. I believe he died in World War One. But the Buckingham family, they were filthy rich. And there is a bit of a connection to the UK from the Buckinghams. Well, one of the Buckinghams, one of the ladies in the family, married a guy named Gordon G. Selfridge. Are you familiar with him? His name was Gordon G. Selfridge, and he was a Chicagoan who thought that the one thing that was missing from the UK was a real American department store, um, you know, in their own backyard. So he built Selfridges on Oxford Street. He had went to London and thought that the service was appalling. He liked the American concept of putting all the stuff out where you can see it, touch it, try it on, instead of sending someone to the back room or keeping everything under glass and that sort of thing. So yeah, His name was Gordon G. Selfridge, and he was a Chicagoan. And he married, I forget the wife's name, but it was something Buckingham. So that family was very prominent in Chicago at the time. Okay. Interesting, those little connections in history, right? Okay. Now, take a look here. Kate lets Diana take the spotlight. Princess skips Mother's Day post after emotional cancer message and Photoshop furor. There was a furor. That's a weird word. There was a furor because of that Mother's Day photo. Remember the photo gate? Well, Kate didn't want to take any chances. So she thought, I ain't posting nothing. I ain't posting a thing. So this year, no post for Kate, but William created a nice tribute to his mother. And you can see right there, William's Diana tribute. Um, yeah, very interesting. No tribute for Kate. The Princess of Wales opted not to post a Mother's Day message after the Princess of Wales emotional tribute to Diana yesterday. He wasn't thinking about you, girl. When he glances at his watch and it isn't late, you try to amuse him, but he doesn't concentrate. Does he have to draw you a picture? Does he have to spell it out loud? Face it, girl, it's over. Well, it's over. Do you guys remember that Nancy Wilson song? Nancy Wilson is over. Yeah, she said, you got to face it, girl, it's over. That is such a cruel song. When he looks into, I'm sorry, when you look into his eyes and he turns away. When you're at a corner table and there's nothing much to say. Does he have to draw you a picture? Does he have to spell it out loud? Face it, girl, it's over. Well, it's over. Just how plainly can he tell you? Does he have to shout out loud? Face it, girl, it's over. Yeah, you got to face it, girl, it's over. Now he keeps glancing at his watch. Yep, it's over. I wonder who wrote that song. Somebody was going through, wasn't they? Somebody was going through it. Let me see. Leg says smokescreen to give William an out for forgetting Kate's, and that's PR. Thank you, Legs. You know, I was thinking the same thing. They could have just not said anything, and I probably wouldn't have noticed. But since they brought it to the light, might as well get a good laugh out of it. When he glances at his watch and it isn't late, you try to amuse him, but he doesn't concentrate. Just how plainly can he tell you? Does he have to spell it out loud? Face it, Kate, it's over. Well, it's over. Yeah. Yep. You got to face it, girl, it's over. Let's see. Selfridges provided first public toilets available for women in their shops. Public toilets had been available for men a long time before, but none for women. Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah, I think Selfridges really democratized shopping because back in those days, and we're speaking around 1900, it wasn't possible or sensible for a woman to even go and ask for lunch while she's out shopping. You could not go to a pub, you weren't welcome there. That was for men so that they can scratch themselves in weird places and cuss and get drunk and become very inappropriate. That's what a pub was for. It wasn't for women. So here's what happened at Marshall Fields. Now, listen, Gordon Selfridge actually was the general manager at the Marshall Fields department store. And he was very ambitious. Marshall Fields wasn't big enough for him. He wanted his own place. He made a lot of money. He went from stock boy to general manager of the store. Well, he purchased a store called Schlesinger and Mayer. Now, I know a lot of you Chicagoans that are listening to me are like, what? There was a department store called Schlesinger and Mayer's. I got to show this to you. It is one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. Okay, take a look there. I really wanted it to have that wow factor. That is the 1899 Schlesinger and Mayer department store. Notice that the main entrance is on the corner instead of in the middle of the block. The main entrance is on the corner. Notice the beautiful curved glass, which was one of those technologies that was very new for the Victorians, right? And technically, that was built during the Victorian age. See there? It seems very streamlined and very ornate and elegant, right? But yet, it has these rich, almost Art Nouveau details. Now, the store had seen better days. It was on the verge of collapse. Well, not collapse, but a lot of the beautiful ornate detail was lost. Not this iron part, but the beautiful terracotta facade. Okay. So the store is if you look all the way up there at the top, you see the very top of the building, there should be like a cornice up there, like in the corners of your living room or your bedroom, a cornice, that little piece between the wall and the ceiling. Well, on the top of the old buildings, the cornice, of course, it wasn't holding up the sky, but it was just supposed to look like it would, right? Now, let me show you how they have renovated that place. Let me show you how they have renovated it. They spent millions of dollars. It is a National Historic Landmark today. Yep, you heard me, a National Historic Landmark. Now, again, the details are not great because it's one of those places where you really have to be there to see the rich, ornate details. But I'll do my best. Oh, how come that's not coming up? Mm. Okay, here goes. You see that? They replaced that cornice up there at the top. Here, the cornice has been lost. It was so fragile and damaged from the weather that they had to remove it. And they even added windows to the part that should have been open. But after the extensive renovation, it was rebuilt to look as it would have in 1899. Now, unfortunately, there is a Target store inside. I know I hate that too, but it was the only way to save the building so that it would be open to the public. It's called the Sullivan Center. Now, that was an entire department store back in 1899. The Sullivan Center was designed by Louis Henry Sullivan, very famous Chicago architect. If you've ever been to St. Louis and you've heard of the Wainwright building, he also designed that. So it's very rich details in that white terracotta facade. And the most impressive part of the place is that corner entrance, designed to bring customers from every direction. And his initials is actually designed right into the um, ironwork. I'm going to see if I can find one more image a little better than that so you can really see it. Okay, one more. Here we go. There you go. Yes, for most of the history, the store was called Carson Peary Scott. That was the oh, I know what I forgot to say. Okay, so originally it was called Schlesinger and Mayer. And then for a very, very, very short period of time, that was the world's first Selfridges department store. But Gordon Selfridge, even though he was the brains behind Marshall Fields, his business was struggling. So he sold the department store to Carson Peary Scotts. And Carson Peary Scotts ran that store for, God, I don't know how, what, 80 years or something like that before they finally sold it. But yeah, that was the old Carson Peary Scott store. Very much in the brand like Saks Fifth Avenue or Macy's, All of these were like the big retail giants. Well, the store, as I said, it went through a multi-million-dollar renovation, and now it is um, just simply known as the Sullivan Center. But if someone's looking for Target, they're going to say, "Where is the Target store?" People say it's Gothic style, but it's not Gothic. It's more Art Nouveau, very streamlined. It almost looks Art Deco, and this was before the Art Deco movement. So anyway, you guys, thanks for letting me share that with you because it's very important that people appreciate this beautiful architecture while we have it. You know what I mean? What's that? That those revolving doors. I hope I spell it correctly. That's beautiful building. Yes, it is. It is such a beautiful building. There are so many impressive buildings in Chicago. So many of them. Um, and we've lost quite a few, but thank God we still have. Yeah, it helps you to appreciate what's left. It really helps you to appreciate what's left. One of these days, I'm going to have to tell you about the James W. Stevens Hotel. I was just watching a documentary about that. Anyway, I'm going to continue with Royal Sussex. Um, you guys, listen. Someone posted this speech, the one that I'm always making fun of. Someone posted this speech and they eliminated the embarrassing part of it. I mean, it's gone. It is gone. Let me see if I can share it with you. I mean, they just took out the embarrassing part. They really did. Not that that's the point. I mean, I'm not here just to embarrass Kate Middleton, am I? No, of course not. Of course not. I'm not that person. I'm really not.
I hope you'll find it interesting and insightful.
Okay. Now, this is the speech with the missing portion. You'll notice right away that it's not there. Okay, here goes.
You'll find it interesting and insightful. I'm certainly looking forward to it. And we've got some fantastic speakers, so thank you to all of you for your time, support and commitment. I'd also like to take this opportunity to say thank you to Christian, who's led the centre and built many of the relationships here today. Thank you, Christian, for holding the fort, particularly over the last couple of years. So my passion and the work of the Centre for Early Childhood stems from one essential truth: that the love we feel in our earliest years fundamentally shapes who we become. I hope you'll find it interesting.
You see that what I mean? Where is that part that I play over and over again? They just cut it out.
You'll face the daily challenge of finding the balance between profitability and having a positive impact. Leaders, you'll face the daily challenge of finding the balance between profitability and having a positive impact.
They cut it out. They cut it out. I'm like, where's the profitability? Between profitability. What happened between profitability? They cut that out. I'm like, oh, hell no. But yes, they did. They removed that part. Now, it's an account that is, I'm going to say the account is neutral. This is someone who covers, you know, both, and they, as far as I know, they just play it down the middle, even Steven. I've never noticed this person that is say anything disparaging about the Sussexes. So, um, but yeah, they cut that part out. I guess to save her dignity. What's left of it. Well, anyways, I read some of the comments that people made about her probability speech, and it was a improbability speech. Oh, it was something else. Anyway, one person said the royal family news. That's the name of that person's thing. They say, God save the royal family. Oh, what a brown nose. How about this one? Bake, cook, eat, enjoy. What has Kate achieved with this early years project that she's been doing for over 10 years? Absolutely nothing. A colossal waste of time and taxpayer resources with zero impact to show. She just constantly regurgitates basic information we already know. Ooh, ooh. Or how about this one? She can't even speak one sentence without notes. Oh, ouch, ouch. She can't even speak one sentence without notes. Oh, that's messy. You know what? I'm going to have to defend Kate, just not today. Um, and then, of course, the other person there just has that shock emoji. Or how about this one? Useless. You are the Sussex kids, and she is okay with them being treated badly. Oh, yeah, that's what it says. Useless. You are the Sussex kids, and she is okay with them being treated badly by her fans and taking Archie's security and putting him in danger. She treats her own niece and nephew like a piece of crap on her shoe. So sorry if I don't believe crap she says. Honestly, she's probably don't know what she is talking about. Mm, okay, Angie. Angie Harper. I bet you she knows the difference between probability. All right. And then it goes on as if that wasn't enough. She's such a bad public speaker. And then another person says, same old quiet, embarrassing. Really, this is what she has produced. Yep, that's what she produced. And then another one says, you're too early to be hater. You most consider yourself a Catherine fan. You most you most consider yourself. Is that like Middle English? You most you most consider yourself a Catherine's fan. You most. Now see, that's so weird. It's supposed to be must, right? But this person says you most. Could you imagine if you were singing that song if when time goes by? You most remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. A sigh is still a sigh. Yes, you most remember this. You know what you most do. You really most. Oh well. Um, let me stop making fun. Oh, okay, here we go. Reading is fundamental. That is not what she said at all. She said something completely different, and I must say that I agree with what she said. Uh-huh. Okay. And then let's see. Reading is important, but reading comprehension is even more so. You should practice it. My comment wasn't specific. Oh, they arguing back and forth. Let me see. Oh yeah. Never mind that. Um okay, I'm done with that one. Noticed that I didn't open up another little back and forth. I wish I would have, but oh well, I missed it. But yeah, they were trying to save her dignity, so they cut that speech short. I knew it was something missing. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's something missing. What about patine puppetability? Those new words that Kate created. Hmm. Now, stepping up from the firm, for the firm, stepping up for the firm. Kate's mother joins the royal matriarchy at is that Chittleham's as her unique role is revealed. So I guess she's inching toward a title, maybe. Wouldn't it be something if William gives her a title? I don't think Charles is going to do it, but maybe William will bestow or confer some title upon her. Ye royal kiss up. Yes, ye royal kiss up. Poor hello. They left with scraping the bottom of the barrel for survival. They're left with scraping the bottom of the barrel for survival, meaning, of course, there's so little for them to do. They're actually talking about Carol Middleton. They consider this article scraping the bottom of the barrel. And then, of course, is she the new secret weapon? Yes, I'm afraid she is the new royal secret weapon. Wasn't I just talking about that? The new secret weapon. She's going to be able to help the royals project soft power. I just wish anybody knew what soft power was because I don't know. Hmm. Well, I guess they found some role for her. I don't know if they define it or not. I wouldn't want to bother with the article. But aside from whatever they're talking about, I guess her other new role is just the old role she had all these years, and that's wearing each other's clothes. Now, y'all know that's Kate's hat she's wearing. You know what, though? I like that hat. And I like the hat with the coat that um, Kate has on. I thought that was a great combination. I thought that was a really good combination. That is one of the outfits that I really approve of. I love that coat and hat that Kate is wearing. The way the colors blend, I think it's really nice. It's like every so often she gets it right, or as they say, a broken clock is right at least twice a day. So I guess maybe a couple of days out of the year, she will wear something that's actually interesting or flattering. British pubs used to have a ladies' room where women and children could sit and have a drink. I remember going there with my stepfather, and he would have his drink at the bar and send one for mom. Okay. I did not know that. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Well, I suppose we keep hearing that the um Middletons are broke. I don't know. We always hear that they're broke though. There's a secret squirrel hat worn by Boris and Natasha, huh? And of course, I was looking at this picture. I was where did I see that? Oh, somewhere that I think it's later on. I think I'll share that with you later probably. But look at there. Why Carol Middleton is now smiling again after 2 years from hell as we reveal the brilliant cancer surgeon who's become close to the whole family. Well, that picture right there doesn't look close to the. Listen, Daily Mail is trying to say it without saying it. Look at how intimate and close up that image is right there. I mean, they look like they're about to kiss. Although I have to say, it seems as though he is kind of wedging his shoulder to try to repel her from leaning into him. You see that? It looks like he's like using his shoulder to rebuff her her desires to try to push her back because it looked like she's going in for the kill. And also, is that someone standing between them? I see. Please tell me that's not a kid. Please tell me that's not a kid between the two of them. Yeah, I think so. Oh, I can't tell. But anyway, that is Kate's rock. That is Kate's rock. But if you ask me, that looks like a fugitive from Madame Tussauds. I don't care what they say. That is an exhibit from Madame Tussauds that just walked out the museum one day. And everyone is afraid to go and confront them. But I see it that way that one of the exhibits at Madame Tussauds just kind of walked out one day. And maybe, I don't know, just people were looking at the wax figures, and then next thing you know, out the corner of their eye, they saw something move, and that was the Carol Middleton waxwork that just kept going. Wow, poor lady. Kate used to have cancer card, then William, then Carol. Thank you, Legs. Yeah, I'm really surprised that William and Kate are doing the whinging because they were accusing Harry and Meghan of constantly whinging about something. And now that's all they do. They have a list of gripes and complaints. And was it Amanda Playtell that kind of called them out about that? We don't want a king that's constantly having some kind of issue with someone and a problem with, and someone that's constantly complaining and whining and whinging and moaning. But that is what William has been doing. That's his strategy. is to take time off away from his work and to make sure that the public has not completely, I guess, moved on or lost interest or whatever. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, thank you, Legs. Another disgrace coming. Carol Middleton is next for a major kerfuffle. Sarah Ferguson disgrace isn't going to be nothing to Kate Middlebum's disgrace. I hope so. I'd be like, at last, some action. Now, Dr. Tessa, oh, how do I keep doing that? Dr. Tessa Dunlap has given the what for to Tom Bauer in the past, right? Well, she actually speaks over one of her clips that, well, I'll let you hear it. Oh, you know what? I'm sitting up here waiting for it to play, and I'm just sitting here looking at it. Oh, Lord. I'm literally just sitting here looking at it like, oh, okay, where is it? Oh, did I save it? Oh, no, I don't think I saved it. Yeah, I did everything but save it. All right, let me take a quick look. I can find it. Okay, Tessa, don't do this to me. Do not do this to me, Tessa Dunlap. Okay, tell you what, in the meantime, I will do a different one and we'll come back to Dr. Tessa because the other one I have ready to go. So let me do that.
Back from Charles.
Andrew throwing his brother under the bus.
Yes, I think they're all in the business of throwing each other under the bus. I think Fergie would incriminate Andrew if it saved her. The palace at the moment are basically throwing the two daughters under the bus to keep the firewalls back from Charles and get everything focused on the York family. So I think this is pretty much a family at war. There's no love lost between Charles and Andrew. And there seem to be now divisions breaking up in the whole family. I mean, the York family are being ostracized by William and Catherine and others. And Beatrice, and Harry and Meghan and Zara Phillips are kind of having to choose sides here.
Okay, I think that's a bunch of nonsense. I don't think Harry and Meghan care enough to choose sides. Harry loves his family, his cousins, Beatrice and Eugenie. And even though he doesn't talk to his brother, he still loves his brother. And of course, he loves his father. I don't think there's any choices to be made. He's 5,000 miles away. It doesn't matter. He's got his own business to tend to. So he's not going to be going out with them and hanging out with them. They're all grown up. Beatrice has children. Eugenie has children. Harry has children. They're not those people anymore. When they went out for that Halloween, um, Harry and Meghan did not have any children. Not yet. So the idea that there's sides to choose, Harry knows full well what Beatrice and Eugenie would be up against should they go rogue and start pushing away from that family. They need the security of the crown. That's the only way that they will have some safety in the future is the security of the crown. They will probably end up living in one of those grace and favor places, maybe. And they will also have another property that they own. But I'm pretty sure that they like the arrangements as they are, and they're not going to rock the boat. And all this stuff about William taking people's titles away. Yeah, we'll see about that when the time comes. We'll see how bad they want to make a public spectacle over who has and has not been able to keep their titles or who deserves a title, because there's just so much abuse of privilege. And two of the people that they're constantly trying to strip of their titles is not even living off of any public funding. They got their own business. Figuratively and literally, they have their own business. So they're not dependent upon that family like that. Yeah, I think it's whether it's subtle or overt, they keep trying to make this connection between the Sussexes and the Yorks. They've been doing this for a while, and I'm pretty sure that that comes from their WhatsApp chat or whatever they do to communicate with each other. Is yeah, you got to keep pushing that narrative about the Yorks and the Sussexes. There is no narrative about them. They're as different as night and day. Okay, so I got the other one ready. Gonna go back there and we will discuss it on the other side.
Man, you talk about them making their fortune in Montecito. Arguably, Harry, with good reason. He's had a pretty rough ride in his young life. Meanwhile, you are sitting there in your little establishment position, raking it in. He's back with another book where Harry and Meghan are once more his primary targets. On the front cover, no less. Curious for a couple he so despises, but of course, a couple that make him so much money. If in doubt, slag off Harry and Meghan. And by the way, you're sure to have all the right-wing press on side, including the broadsheets. Yes, the Times serialised his revolting little book in which he says that Harry is deeply shocked by the way in which Andrew's been cast out by the royal family because he fears it's going to happen to him, that a future King William will banish Harry from Britain. Last time I checked, Harry wasn't living in Britain, and remove his titles. Absolute unfounded poppycock, and deeply worrying that Bauer and his British press cheerleaders feel that Andrew is somehow an equivalent to the Sussexes. And where was he when all the Andrew revelations came out? Pray, why did Tom Bauer stay so silent? Did it make him feel uncomfortable? Remember this man? You talk about them.
I wonder if there's some dirt. You hear how she say, and where was he when all of that came out? Did it make him feel uncomfortable? I'm like, Dr. Tessa, if you got something to say, say it. Say it with your full chest, because I want to know. But that is a great question. All of this indignation and moral outrage, where were you at when all of this stuff was going on with the Yorks and Charles with his cash for honors and William with his shady, dirty dealing. All Tom Bowers could think about and obsess over is someone who doesn't even live there. There's enough stuff going on with that family 24 hours a day that they can just focus on that and leave the Sussexes alone. But like she said, he's raking it in. He's making lots of money. And he's encouraged and protected by the newspapers, by the broadsheets, as she put it. So, that is a worry. That is definitely a worry, because Tom Bower has been given a lot of exposure, and that exposure does nothing but focus hostility toward the Sussexes from those derangers. And yes, they're miles away and everything, but I've heard someone say, I think it was Dave Chappelle. He was like, F Twitter. He said, Twitter's not even a real place. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's easy to dismiss what's happening on social media, but people's fortunes rise and fall based on social media nowadays. People can dox you and cause you to lose your job, or create some kind of security issue for you. There's a lot of things that can happen with the social media. So to pretend otherwise is just not helpful. It really is not helpful. Especially when people like the Sussexes have these very public lives. And as public people, you're subject to just about any kind of weirdo or nut job coming up to you and saying, or even worse, trying to do something, even if it's just to try to embrace you, or any of those things can be terrifying. Having a stalker, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, is real enough. It's real enough to get you hurt. And anything that's that real, is you got to keep an eye on it. Miss Z, thank you so much for joining us. Okay. Let me see. Royals enabled disgraced Andrew with blind eyes and deaf ears, but it won't wash. Everybody else long ago concluded that the eighth in line to the throne was a bad yet. A privileged family continued housing and financing their son, brother, uncle. And of course, this was posted by Nellie, who says, the question is, how was Prince Andrew able to brainwash his family into keeping quiet about his PDF activities for this long? I got an answer for that, because he's not the only one. He's not the only one. People in that family and people in the higher upper crust type of people, the high and mighty, the landed gentry, wherever you have powerful men, wherever you have that, you have this. You have a Duke of York. Wherever you have a lot of wealthy men, there's always going to be some level of abuse or someone being taken advantage of. And it's really prevalent in some places more than others. And yeah, this is 2026, and still, as much as we know, bad things still happen and people still do bad things. One of the things that I heard one day that really shocked me, and I do apologize for the somewhat graphic nature of this, but um, a woman who immigrated to the US was working at a fast food restaurant, and she was approached by her supervisor, her manager, boss, whatever. I don't think this person owned the store. And because this person could barely speak English, and this was one of the few jobs that she was able to get, she felt like she had to go along with it. And oh God, I even hate to say this, but and then she had to face her husband who would wait outside to pick her up from work every day. I don't know how long that went on, but it's a lot of things that can happen in the workplace, places where you ought to be safe, and you're just not. You're just not. So they tolerate him because there's so many of hims. That's why they were willing to tolerate him, especially that family, Lord Louis Mountbatten. And look at those people that Charles gave his friendship to, his support. Been like this for a long time. And that family, what's his name? Schofield, the way that they rallied to support him, Hugh Edwards, whatever his name is, the way they rallied to support him. They even supported Dan Wooten. The only punishment Dan Wooten got was being pushed out of his job. And also Andrew Pierce. There were accusations about him. And they allegedly have said, they alleged that he left that good paying job with GB News because of allegations that were made. But they protect the high and mighty. They protect them. So it's something that is just not going to go away tomorrow. All those years they were trying to get Epstein. And just like with Savile, the authorities be like, I'm not getting involved with that. Anonymous letter, anonymous note, in the bin it goes. In the bin it goes. That's a hell of a thing. The people that are supposed to protect you are not willing to even listen to you. And nothing has changed around that institution. When Charles was talking to his brother outside of the, the Westminster Cathedral, when they had the funeral for What's-Her-Face, Charles was laughing and jovial and joking with his brother. Charles doesn't have any hostility against his brother. The only thing that he's mad about is the inconvenience. He's mad about people shouting things at him. But is he mad at his brother? I don't think so. Because for whatever purposes, all intent and purposes, he's had several brothers like that. They just weren't related to him. You understand what I'm saying? He's tolerated that for years. Even that Michael Fawcett guy was accused of something. He was accused of something. And what happened? Nothing. Not a thing. Let me see. Bauer is part of the Epstein sponsor clan, so he may be trying to snag off of the Sussexes, but it's more sinister than that. Okay, thank you for your comment. Oh, okay. Some people are saying goodnight. Let me see. I don't think I have that much left anyway. Oh, it's going on 2 hours. Yeah, I better wrap this up. I did not mean to go that long. Okay. Let's get out of here. Let me see. Oh, this is what we're going to end with. This is what we are going to end with. Oh, you guys, I hope you have a barf bag because this is going to make you Earl. You're going to roll. This is so awful. It is just awful. Okay. A moment that broke millions of hearts. She's always with us. She's always with us. Obviously, these are AI images. Look at George. Look at George. Look at Prince George. Look at why is Charlotte sobbing uncontrollably? Huh. Oh wait, it gets better. But why is she sobbing uncontrollably? Uncontrollably. I mean, she's like dry heaving. She's so upset and heartbroken. Says here, William and Kate fans are reaching a level of parasocial psychosis that should be studied. Prototyping fake mourning scenes with AI because the real life version is too cold for your fantics, this is embarrassing. Princess Diana isn't a prop for your perfect family aesthetic. Stop posting these creepy deep fakes and join us in the real world. Those are awful. You got George doing some kind of salute like he's in a sci-fi movie. Little Charlotte is dressed up like she's in some, what is that, medieval times dinner and tournament. Yeah, she's dressed up. She's dressed up like she's some kind of princess in some Italian dukedom somewhere, or like some little Spanish princess, Charlotte of Oregon, or Charlotte. Charlotte of Aragon, or Charlotte of Castile. Yeah, she's dressed up like Charlotte of Castile. And then the only one that looks normal is Louis. Louis is the only one that looks normal. Everybody else, not so much. Okay. Hang on, you guys. It gets better. I promise you it gets better. Or worse, depending on how you want to look at it. Oh, why is the dove on the cake? And are they going to leave the cake there? There's a dove on the headstone. George is going back in time. He's younger now. Louis is younger. Yeah. And there's 3 doves. and they're releasing the doves, right? But one of the doves is actually on the cake. I wonder if the dove is supposed to poop. Well, maybe that's not a real dove. Maybe that's icing, a decoration on the cake. That is very considerate of them to bring a birthday cake um, to um, to the graveside. I don't recall that, Hazel. I do not recall that. Okay, this is when it gets very bizarre. I don't know if Charlotte is doing the Pledge of Allegiance. I would have thought the Sussex kids would do that since they're, you know, in the US right now. But she has her hand over heart, just like a perfect American schoolgirl. I told you it gets worse. And why is that supposed to be William in the background standing there like a bouncer? Okay, I got two more. Uh stay with me. Stay with me. Promise me you won't scream when you see this one. A granddaughter's song for Diana. This was on Facebook. A granddaughter's song for Diana. On a quiet afternoon in the Memorial Garden at Althorpe Estate, August 31st, 2024, as the world marked 30 years since Princess Diana's passing, a moment unfolded that left everyone breathless. The sun's last rays filtered gently through the trees, and Sir Elton John began to play the first note of Your Song. But it was not a solo performance. It was 10-year-old Princess Charlotte stepping forward, small yet radiant, wearing a simple black dress and a delicate silver crown. Her voice, fragile yet full of emotion, poured through the memorial garden. Each word seemed to carry the heart of the granddaughter speaking to a grandmother she never met. At the edge of the stage, William and Kate stood hand in hand. Now, I know this is made up. I know this is made up. Yeah. AI wrote this. William and Kate stood hand. Ooh. William and Kate stood hand in hand, silent, eyes glistening with tears. When Charlotte sang, How Wonderful Life Is While You're in the World, William bowed his head, letting tears fall onto his hands. A royal insider recalls she had never met Diana, but each line sounded like she was talking to her grandmother. It was it wasn't an uh, I'm sorry, it wasn't an imitation, it was a feeling. Charlotte's song was wasn't just a tribute, it was a bridge across generations, a pure expression of love that made the garden feel alive with Diana's spirit. Amen. You guys, AI is going to cause the decline of Western civilization as we know it. Western civilization is on its last leg as we speak. If this is what AI is capable of, we're done. We are done. I surrender, AI. I surrender. Do with me what you will. I surrender. Yep, I surrender. There is no place to go but down. Up is no longer an option. And look at the microphone that Charlotte has. Why does she have some old 1940s radio station? She has the Carnegie Hall mic. She's got the old microphone from Carnegie Hall. Oh, I mean, look at that microphone. Isn't that the one that Lou Garrett used that day? Today, I feel like the luckiest man on the face of the earth. That's the microphone she's using. She's using Lou Garrett's microphone. That's how old that thing is. That's the best AI could do is to give us Lou Garrett's microphone. Oh, that microphone is so old that's the one that the guy used when he said the Hindenburg crashed. That's the same microphone from the Hindenburg disaster. I mean, when you look at that mic, it just screams, oh, the humanity, all those people. So, yes, now I have saved just one more picture. Just picture the royal family as the Brady Bunch or the Partridge Family. Are you ready? Or picture them as the whitest Jackson Fives you've ever seen. Oh, yes, we're going there. We're going there. This is cultural, racial appropriation. You ready for it? Okay, I'm going to say cultural appropriation. Shana na 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 na. Shana na na na. Shana na 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 na. Shana na na na. When it's time to change, you got to rearrange. Dun 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 dun. Shana na 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 na. Shana na na na. Are they going to prom? Hey, are they dressed up for the Lawrence Welch show? Why do they look like they're going to the Lawrence Welch show? They are all dressed up for the Lawrence Welch show. And the one, and the two, and the three. Oh my goodness. AI. What are we going to do with you, AI? What are we going to do with you, AI? This cannot happen again. This shouldn't have happened in the first place. Yep, this should not have happened in the first place. Whoever created these, they deserve the business end of a buggy whip. Oh, but look at how soft Kate's arms are looking. You see that? Her arms look very soft and delicate instead of bony and menacing like they usually do. Okay, you guys, I'm done. That was fun, right? Did you guys like that? I snatched these off the interweb just for your consideration. I didn't know Charlotte could sing. I heard her pecking away at that piano, but I had no idea that she could belt out a tune like Ariana Windsor. Yeah, Ariana Windsor. You never really know a person. I guess that's the moral of the story. You never really know a person. Okay, you guys, I've had my fun. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And as I have said so many times, thank you for trusting me to do this work. I really do appreciate it. Um, yeah, it's very rewarding. It really is. So, um, oh yeah, the the Windsors on the Lawrence Welk show. Yep, the Windsors on the Lawrence Welk show. A live performance of elevator music. That's what the Lawrence Welk show was. You know, Lawrence Welk did not like black people. He didn't want to book them on his show. He wouldn't book them on his show. Hey guys, Claire here. Wait, I could do it better than that. Hold on. Hey guys, Claire here. No, that's still not it. Let me try it again. Hey guys, Claire here. Now I'm going to have to listen to it. I haven't heard her say that in forever. I want to make sure I get it right. Hey guys, Claire here. Nope, that's not it. Hey guys, Claire here. Hey guys, Claire here. Hey guys, Claire here. Yeah, I got to work on that. Or how about Brian? My family. My family. And you know what? My family? No, that's not good. Um Oh gosh, I don't think I have any more. I don't think I have any more. Oh, hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy here. Yeah, that is the original. Hello, Ivy here. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to say goodnight, everyone. Good night, Legs. Cookies and cream. Yes, Cookies and Cream has some instructions for us. Everyone, please continue to pray for the Sussexes, each other, and the world. Pray that Sussexes have a safe and successful trip. Yes, indeed. Good night, Sandra. Yes, good night, all. I'll see y'all tomorrow early, I hope. Well, see you later today. And happy St. Patrick's Day. Remember, on St. Patrick's Day, we're all just a little Irish. At least that's what they told us. So we're on St. Patrick's Day, everybody's Irish. Ooh, did y'all see on the news that the people that came to St. Patrick's Day tore Chicago up? Tore them up. I mean, just had the downtown looking a mess. The St. Patrick's Day crowd in Chicago. They dyed the river green because, you know, they have the St. Patrick's Day parade. And then they also have the ceremony where they color the river neon green. Yeah, on St. Patrick's Day, it's like a sea of green out there. I don't care what it is. If it's green, they'll put it on. That's always a rough crowd. Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Cheers.